this silliness, and I call it silliness because that's what Todd Bowles said, that this is sixth grader stuff. I mean, you've been in the locker room. I mean, you saw Richard Todd take Steve Serby and throw him into a locker. I mean, you didn't shy away from physicality, but how strange is it to see, a backup linebacker be in a position to hit and break the jaw of a starting quarterback?
Well, first of all, let's get one thing straight. Serby deserved it. Let's start there.
Okay.
And the other thing is that it's incredible. I mean, when wonders never cease with the Jets. It's just that does not happen. I mean, sure, you get fights on the field, and you have had arguments in the locker room. I mean, screaming, yelling across the locker room at guys, cursing people out, but to have someone just slug somebody, and obviously we know nothing about how it happened and the circumstances, but be that as it may, nobody slugs somebody and knocks them out in the locker room. I don't even care if it's the quarterback slugging someone and knocking someone out.
I asked Coach Westhoff this very question. I have to ask you because you've been in an NFL locker room. I'm under the impression, and Don is as well, that this could be an isolated incident with somebody like IK that has in the past struggled with anger management. Or could this be something that speaks to the fact that maybe Geno hasn't earned the respect of his teammates yet?
I just happen to think that's horse manure.
Yep.
I don't. The quarterback always has respect of his team. I mean, Geno Smith does it the right way out on the field. I mean, certainly no one we don't know what happens when they go out for a beer or anything like that. But certainly from what I've seen, he commands enough respect that A, that shouldn't happen. B is, I don't think it has anything to do with leadership. It has everything to do with a guy that lost his temper and he can't control himself.
And Greg, you didn't love everybody in the locker room, and I'm sure there were guys you didn't respect. But you didn't knock them. You didn't hit them.
No, I could have slugged Richard Todd, and by the way, he could have slugged me.
Right.
And that wasn't the only ones. The only one that got away with everything was Clucker, because no one would dare slug Clucker.
Right. Not even you?
Oh, no, I wouldn't slug him. He was my roommate.
I just can't believe that this stuff is happening. So moving forward now, Ryan Fitzpatrick is probably the likely starting quarterback for the first month of the season. I guess Bryce Petty could impress. We'll see what happens. First preseason game is coming up on Thursday. You'll have the call with Ian Eagle, correct?
Correct.
In Detroit. So what does this do to the Jets' offense moving forward in your mind?
Well, the first thing that I would think in my mind is, what a genius move by Mike McCagnon getting Ryan Fitzpatrick on this football team. I mean, you never know what can happen. I mean, I don't think anyone was even believing that Fitzpatrick was going to start. But if, in fact, Geno Smith failed, you had a pretty good backup. Now this thing happens, oh, you're looking real smart, because he's not just some kid off the waiver wire. The kid can play. He's played in Chan-Gailey's system. I don't think that the Jets will lose a beat except for the progression of Geno Smith getting better.
Well, here's the problem, though, is that last part. We could have possibly seen this kid get over the hump. I think his ceiling was higher than Ryan's. I'm not guaranteeing that. We know what Fitzpatrick is, but we might have lost out on really seeing Geno Smith take the next step. And maybe he still could, but it won't happen until midway through the season, likely.
Well, no, I agree with that, although I think Ryan Fitzpatrick's ceiling is a little higher than people give him credit for, number one. And I'm not so sure how high Geno Smith's ceiling is. But I would say this just as an observer. If I were Geno Smith, I'd sue that kid, because I don't know what's going to happen, but I'd sue him for every penny the kid has for doing that to him. And I don't care what the reason was it started. Geno Smith may never play again for whatever reasons. And that would be you could point that and say that's the cause of it.
That's very litigious of you, Greg.
Hey, no one sucker punches me and gets away with it.
No one backs Greg Buttle into a corner. All right, my last question to you then is this. You've been in a football locker room. We talked about this with Don earlier. Todd Bowles, first day at camp, he deals with Sheldon Richardson. Now this. I mean, as a player in that locker room, are you looking at your head coach now and the decisions he makes to set the tone for this team and what he's going to accept and what he doesn't?
I think every player watches the head coach every single day. And whatever comes out of his mouth should be the same thing every single day. And I can assure you, the way I've seen Todd Bowles, the same thing comes out of his mouth. The color blue is the color blue. It doesn't change. And that's what players want. A coach that says the same thing every single day and means it and doesn't change because something happens. Oh, my gosh, they threw a touchdown on us. Let's blitz now. No, that's not what we do. So to me, I think that Todd Bowles is the coach that the Jets really need in this situation. He's been a player, and everyone loves a player's coach. I particularly love players' coaches because they get it, and they've been there.